Greetings, Opus friends. There's been a lot of requests to do a quick walkthrough on the Opus OP15 that we recently acquired and took out. Overall, incredibly happy with the camper and the setup. I've got two littles, about 8 and 9 years old, and they were going nuts about the bunk beds. Previously, we still have or had the OP4, which was and is a great great unit. Had some limitations with regards to interior comforts, but man, you can pull that thing anywhere. So without further ado, I will give you the fast run through, hopefully hit most of the things that you guys are looking for or interested in. As you can see, it's got dual propane tanks in the front, a couple of jerry can holders. Very similar setup to the OP4 as far as the trailing with the hitch. There is a pop-up on top. There are 2 pins to remove to get that done. Let's open it up. And once inside, power button control there. There is a power step, which is a nice little feature. This closes up. You can enter the one bunk is up above. The larger of the 2 bunks is down below. Two kids can stay in there pretty easily. And then the king bed is right back here, and that back end pops out, which I will, I guess, do here momentarily. But there is lots of headroom once the top comes up. There is a wardrobe closet, a couple of other drawers, the controls for the Truma hot water system as well as the heater. We went out and it was probably 27, 26 degrees that night. There is a lot of heat that gets pushed through those vents and those tubes. The kids said they were, a little hot. I was way over here. It was a little bit chilly, but I also had this air vent opened all the way up, and I just need to have it probably cracked a little bit. I think it would be super comfortable there. There is a bathroom, toilet, sink, hot water. Now, what I thought was the big miss, according to my wife, was on the Opus video from Opus USA. There is a premium shower system that is shown in here, right along this wall. And they spend about, a quarter of their 1-minute video talking about this awesome shower system. So, of course, the first thing my wife says is, okay, this is it. This is the premium shower system. And I did email the people over at Purple Line, and they said, well, that's what it is supposed to be, is the sink, but you can tell it's very different than what's in their video. So I will probably do an aftermarket. It's not the end of the world, because you are camping, everything else, but and I'm actually ordered another portable hot water system. We'll see how that works. I will sit on the outside. Air conditioning unit there, if not used it. The table has a little crank so you can lower it up and down. There's been a lot of questions about whether you can convert this to another sleeping area. I'm surprised they haven't done that already, but they have not. But I'm rolling this thing down, and I think the answer is yes. I think you could, with a little creativity. I'm lowering this thing down right now. It's almost 2 bench height, but not quite. It is really stable. I would think it'd be more appropriate for kids than a full-blown adult. But the king-size bed is actually, it truly feels like a king-size bed. There is a gob of space there, so I can go and open that thing up. There's extra storage, cabinets, which is nice. It is really cool that you're able to access the camper, enter the camper. You could pull up, not have to set up anything, and have a place to sleep without having to do anything, and that's kind of nice. There's lights. Overall, I love this camper. I think it's great. You know, if I'm able to take it to places I want to take it, I will be just tickled to death. One thing that's great about the OP4 is I could drag that thing anywhere my truck could go, that could go, and that's an easier pull than in regards to this one. I say this one is about 5,000 pounds. Previously I was pulling it with a 2017 Dodge Power Wagon, which is a good sized truck, but I could feel it a little bit, and it was definitely, you know, you definitely knew it was back there as opposed to the other OP4, which didn't feel like anything was back there at all. You guys have all familiar with the outdoor slide out kitchen, which is very standard throughout their models. Extra storage department container over here. The refrigerator, freezer unit over on this side as well. There is an awning up on the top. I was a little concerned about the awning in the sense there's not a support brace that goes down on it. So when you kind of, you know, extend it out, it feels a little flimsy. So I, you know, called the dealer that I purchased this with. He said, yeah, you know, that's just kind of how it is. Don't leave it out in a big wind or whichever. It seems a little counterintuitive because it definitely felt flimsy. I'm going to use it until a big strong wind comes by and bends it or snaps it, and then get another aftermarket one. But that was my initial assessment on that. I almost need a little camera holder to help me, you know, to open the back end up is really easy. Basically, there's two screws that you undo. You undo these two deals, the towers drop down, or the tires drop down. You undo this one, you undo this, and then this back end lifts up. There's two side panels that come out, and then everything kind of goes back into it. You know, one of the reasons we went for the OP15 is after we got the OP4, as awesome as it is, my wife was saying, hey, you know, why would you get a camper, you know, why would you spend that much money on a camper that, you know, that one at the time did not have AC. And I said, no, it's okay. We can take it anywhere. And right about that time, my friends from Montana emailed and said, we're going down to Yellowstone, meet us there. And I looked to book a site, and it said no soft-sided tents because of the bears. And so immediately I had this sideways look from my wife saying, you just said you could get a camper you can take anywhere as long as it's not in bear country. So this hard-sided one should enable us to do that, and then more. Lastly, there was a little TV in here. Haven't even turned it on. The windows open up. They have screens and privacy shades on each one, both big and small. That's nice. It's a nice feature. Having the screen pull down is cool. And then, you know, if you need privacy shade at night, these ones lift up as well. So that's the first video. You know, I'll spend about 5 minutes setting this thing up, and then I'll shoot another little video inside. Let me know if there's any specific things you have questions about. Thanks for watching. Hope it's of interest. See ya.